Hello everyone, welcome to this session on Tableau with me, Abdulisa Begum. And it's really good to see you all till here. You have reached a really good milestone because we are being able to create a lot of graphs by now. So we have created a lot of graphs, we have created box plots, we have created bar charts, and so on. So almost 6 to 7 graphs probably we have created using Tableau, and this is something great. That means you are able to create some good visualizations, some good reports, and I really hope you all are practicing apart from what I have taught here, right? So you can just go and after watching this video, you might as well practice with different data sets. Apart from the ones that I have used, and yeah, just for your information, the data sets that I'm using, these are very standard ones. You can find Superstore US dataset on Google or even in Tableau. That's a sample data set from Tableau. And even the global Superstore is from Tableau. Then I have used some different data sets as well. And for bullet graph, for this graph also, we are going to use a different data set, and all of these are available on Google. I'll just give you the names while I'm working on them, and you can download it directly and start working. And I hope you all remember that we are working on Tableau Public. So Tableau Public is for free. You can just download, and when you save these graphs, this gets saved in the Tableau community. It's like the community, like even you are posting something on your social media, it's not on your phone but it is on your social media. Similarly, when you are saving the visualizations that you have created on Tableau, they do not stay in your system but they stay in that Tableau community. So you have to create your ID on that. You have to sign in, first sign up, sign in, and then that's how you save your visualizations. Even when you search for my name, Abid and Lisa over there. So you can find me in that community and you can find the visualizations created by me. I'll show you my profile as well, but till then, let's just try to understand what these bullet graphs are. That is our agenda for the day. We are trying to understand what is a bullet graph, and again, the same, how do you create a bullet graph using Tableau? All right. So before going ahead, let me just introduce myself. My name is Abhitanita. I am a technical trainer. As you all know, I provide trainings on R, Python, Tableau. So R and Python are the programming languages I use for data science or machine learning, and Tableau is for data visualizations, right? So yeah, that's all about myself. Let's just move ahead and try to understand what is a bullet graph. Let's try to understand its anatomy. Let's try to understand how does it function or what does it show. As you can see, it is used typically to display performance data. Bullet graphs function like a bar chart but are accompanied by extra visual elements to pack in more context. So keeping it really simple, these are basically gauges and meters. You can see here. Okay, so first this was developed by Stephen Few, and you have these dashboard gauges and meters, right? So if yours is a sales team, just for example, if yours is a sales team and what you want to do is you want to track their work, so you have different teams in your company. You have different products. This is for product 1, product 2, product 3. These have you have 3 teams. Now this is your bullet graph. This is how your bullet graph will look like. You will have your target somewhere around here and you are somewhere around here, and then you will have to reach that place. This will be your target and this is how you're working on. I'll show you how that is, but I'll show you the complete and complete anatomy. I'll try to explain you, but just for understanding, you will have 3 different bullet graphs and that's how you would compare each of them. You can see how they are actually growing, right? So that is why I'm calling it a gauge or a meter. So bullet graphs, they replace or they are an alternative to dashboard gauges and meters. Now, why is it? Because what happens is the dashboard gauges often they do not display enough information, and they were less space efficient and were cluttered with chart junk, a lot of junk, trust me. That is the reason he thought that a bullet graph would be really helpful in such a case. Now, the main data value is encoded by a length of main bar in the middle of the chart. Now, this is known as feature measure. Okay, if you want me to write it down, this is known as feature measure. Now, the line marker that runs perpendicular to the orientation of the graph is called as comparative measure. And is used as a target marker to compare against the feature measure value. So if the main bar has passed the position of a comparative measure, you know you have hit your goal. Okay, your comparative measure, your feature measure. If this surpasses it, then that means you have reached your goal. And what do you have? What else do we have? Segmented color bars, you can see here, right? Some segmented color bars behind. So these are used to display qualitative range scores. So each color shade, there are three shades here, right? So they are used to assign a performance range rating. So for example, poor, average, good, right? You can see here background fill colors that encode qualitative ranges such as bad, satisfactory, and good. This is bad, this is satisfactory, and this is good, right? Bad, satisfactory, good. These are what these colors mean. Now, when using bullet graphs, it's ideal to keep the maximum number of ranges to five. Five is the maximum range that you should keep. And what is the function of bullet graph? I hope you have understood for now that for comparing, they are used for comparison and also to find out the range. So we have it now. So first you will have a text label over here. What are we actually talking about? So when I was writing about the teams, I would have written the team name and what does it sell. Team 2 and what does it sell. Team 3 and what does it sell. That will be my test label, text label, and that would come here. Then each shade here, it is showing us the qualitative ranges, good, bad, satisfactory. Then you have the feature measure. This is our feature measure, the actual rating of how we are doing now. And this is what we where we have to reach. That's called as our comparative measure, or it is also called as the target marker or symbol marker that encodes the comparative measure, or target marker is a simple word. We know this is our quantitative scale. This is the bar that encodes the performance measure. We know that. This is our comparative measure. Now, anatomy is understood, I suppose. Right? So now you know it's really simple to use a bullet graph. And as you all know, instead of these different gauges and meters, we are using bullet graph. Let's go back to our very own Tableau and start creating a bullet graph. So here I have data from two different airline companies. And what I want to do is I want to compare how they are faring. Again, and I have my airline data set, airline comparison. So now you understand, right? Where can we use bullet graph? Okay, so if you have any target oriented data set, that is when you can use this bullet graph. Always remember that. I'll just go to my sheet. I have selected my data set, that is airline comparison data set. Then what do we actually measure? We would measure revenue and target, right? So that is what we'll take to our rows. And then based upon region, we'll try to understand how they are faring. Now, looking at the bar chart, you are able to understand which region is doing good, or in case of revenue, in case of reaching targets and all. There is a possibility that the revenue and target are different. So, suppose if you can see here Africa, Asia, Australia. So, suppose Asia has a target of 100,000, okay, and Australia has a target of 50,000, right? So now, even if Asia it scores around 60, 70,000, and Australia has scored 50,000 and just going above. This is how it works, right? Their targets can be different. Based upon that, their revenue would be increasing and decreasing. So that is the reason I guess you are able to see that North America has a lot of revenue, but then it has not reached its target yet, right? So in terms of reaching target and the revenue, that's how this can be different. But now let's just convert this into a bullet graph. Okay, are you able to see the bullet graph here now? You are able to see the targets, you are able to see the quantitative measures, the qualitative measures, the bad, satisfactory, good, bad, satisfactory, and good. That's how it goes. And this is your comparative measure, this is your feature measure. Okay, now I really hope you all are able to understand. Okay, I think that's about it. No, we don't really have to do anything over here, but we might, want to change the color. If you want to change the color, you can just put it over there. So you want to put the target into this, so you can see the colors vary. If you want to put the region into this, then you can see this is how you can put it up. See, based upon whatever you are using, these will change. Your feature measures will change. Okay, so now you know how to create a bullet graph. Now you know how to interpret a bullet graph. Interpreting is really easy. So you can see Asia has a target way ahead of anyone else, right? So it hasn't reached anywhere yet, and North America has surpassed its target. So that's how it's going. So, that's really easy to interpret a bullet graph. It's just that you need to understand the different parts and where can you use a bullet graph. And that is not a very big task as well. You can understand that bullet graph is actually, when you have target oriented data set or target oriented, what do you say, report to prepare, you can definitely use a bullet graph. Okay, remember the name Stephen Few is the name who actually, uh, you know, introduced bullet graphs to us. Thank you very much, Mr. Stephen Few. Thank you very much, everyone, for being with me throughout the session. If you guys have any doubts, feel free to mention it in the comment section, and I would definitely reply to you. And if you think I have missed anything, do not forget to mention that as well. I'll pin your comment up so that others can see and comprehend. Thank you very much, and happy learning.